whilst we are waiting for his arrival, maybe we can check out board 2, Hikaru Nakamura facing off against 17-year-old Pranav.
Yeah, it's still second move on the board, d4, knight f64, so it's going to be, it could be anything, but Pranav chose to play e6.
And there is the world number 1 making his arrival into the playing arena. What can we expect from him today?
Wow.
He's been playing quite ambitious chess, especially from yesterday's game. You know, he took risks, and also he's had 2 consecutive whites. He's been uploaded.
Yes, he uploaded against none other than Gregory Kaidanov. And okay, quick prediction on the first move. Miro, quick prediction.
E4.
Yovi?
D4.
Okay, then I'll go C4.
Yeah.
So that we can all have a different.
Feels like it's almost very rarely D4 nowadays from us, right? I know, wait, sometimes it would be the London system and then it would be D4, right? So, but I hardly remember him like playing the main lines of D4. Well, some Catalans, anyway. I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure E4 is going to happen, but
anything can start.
Yeah.
Even at F3. Yeah, we'll see.
At F3 is solid.
Oh, adjusting. Moment of truth coming soon.
I thought for a second he was actually going to develop the knights, in which case we would all been wrong.
Could be the other knight. No?
That's
Yeah.
free, yeah?
Yes.
Maybe, you know, Kaidanov is an older player, maybe not so familiar with modern theory. Is he a good one to experiment against? Like, instead of going E4 and facing classical chess, maybe you could play knight C3 or something, and
something
try
like
to
really,
trick them into something trendy.
really off the charts, right?
Yeah.
Well, Kaidanov, he's very experienced playing, you know, in open tournaments in the US, so he had seen some weird stuff, I believe, through the years of his career, and it is a pawn move, and it's D4. Jovi, well done.
Well, I don't know, but I felt a bit smug. I mean, it could have been anything. But okay, D4, D5 on the board. Okay. Shall we?
Like even D5 pawn takes and something, just to have the square on D5. I understand it's probably not the greatest of ideas, but what I'm saying, I'm not sure if Magnus is better at all.
Well, he has some pressure. He doesn't need to be better for the time being. I mean, there's play against the weak B6 pawn. He has an open line, but you're right. I don't see a role for the knights. I mean, can you...
Yeah, like knight
D2?
Say B to D2, right?
Then you can just take on D2 and then take on D4.
Oh, yeah. I think you can, right?
What else is an idea?
Yeah,
Is it also possible to kind of go H4?
And Magnus just played something. We will have the move very soon. Something around the queen's side.
Is it Queen A?
like Queen A4, maybe.
A4.
Queen A4. So you control the A file, you quote-unquote...
Oh, no, Knight C5.
Knight C5, okay.
Magnus found the answer.
Okay, so that makes sense, yeah. Like if Knight C5 works, if Knight C5 works, which I wasn't it did...
Okay, so first of all, we've got to analyze what happens after pawn takes knight.
Yes. Pawn takes, I think, works beautifully, right? Then he takes back with the pawn.
This pawn is hanging.
Queen's hanging.
So queen C7.
Queen C7, and then bishop takes C6.
Takes, and it takes everything.
And simple.
Queen E6, yeah.
Queen E6.
Okay, so...
And take the bishop.
Okay, but hang on, wait 1 second.
Okay.
It can continue because there is a Queen F7.
Okay.
So after, so queen takes, and now you go Queen F7, and...
White's up a pawn, no?
Yeah. But is this defensible? The reason is I'm asking is I just want to set the benchmark. Okay, so if this is just really, really bad, then
it is. It is really, really bad.
Okay, then let's go back to knight c5, and
I think there is one relatively attractive line which I would like to make work. Once again, I don't know if it does. Knight takes d4 first. Does that work?
Knight takes d4 in this position?
Knight takes d4, yeah. So what I'm doing, hoping to take on f3 with a check if, say, anything happens apart from you taking the knight, yeah. And if you do take the knight with knight d4, that the plan was to...
hanging.
And this stupid rook is hanging.
Yeah. I wasn't sure where to put the bishop, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, wait a second, and after rook d3, if I still follow the guy... Where is it? I've ruined the whole thing. Bishop b3, so instead, rook d4, yeah, here. Jovi, could it be that you're kind of... I don't know if it was a blunder, but bishop e2 could be, in fact, brilliant. There's rook d7, guys, d7, yeah, still safe.
No, I kind of wanted to keep the bishop.
Like, it's very close. It feels like it's very close, but on the other hand, why do I kind of make Magnus do all this nonsense, right? If he certainly can do something better than that. And you know what? Something better than that, now I realize it's a check. And you attack the other guy. And you're just a piece up, and there is no need to analyze this, right?
And after rook d8?
Rook d4? Rook d8? Or something, attack.
Magnus Carlsen wins.
Can we quickly see how that game finished? I mean, we left it when Magnus was just powering through.
Yeah, Bishop F8 and King G2 was not played, but A7, captures, yes, and here, not the quantity, but quality what matters in terms of those passed pawns, right? The pawn on C6.
Isn't it nice to see Magnus Carlsen just analysing with his opponents? I mean, he did it yesterday after a loss. He didn't just storm off, and now he's sharing his thoughts with the opponent, and now the bishop takes E6. What a classy move there.
Yeah.
The bishop cannot be taken because of rook A8.
And there is like a lot of tricks, because rook C6, you win with bishop D7, yeah, and so on. So rook E7 takes a check, and here, and you have to take the C pawn, otherwise C7 happens, and rook E7 and king F8, and it's only move that wins. It's a very easy move to find, but arguably, let's say from that point on, it was almost like a study-like win. So with all Magnus's moves being the only moves that win the game.
Yes, and we also have another result on
Sindar of Jakub Boyev on board 4. They've agreed a draw.
Draw on move 30.
They've reached move 30.
Did, and it was a uneventful game, I would say.
Relatively, yeah. I'd agree
I would think in this position as well, if anyone who is playing for a win, it was black. I think black consolidated very well.
Yeah,
But guys, things are heating up in the Karthikeyan Narayanan game because, well, white consolidated, but it came at the cost of the B3 pawn. But now the D2 pawn is
right,
going.
so B4, queen E3.
Yeah.
Queen goes here, rook F2, here. So you could take, wait a second.
You should take rook 1.
You should take,
rook 1 takes
rook